Welcome to Forbidden Shadow, where love meets betrayal. Explore stories of passion, secrets, and hidden desires. Subscribe to uncover the truth in the shadows. The evening had been exhausting, but it was one of those nights where everything seemed to go just right. I had attended a fundraiser gala for a local charity that my husband, David, and I supported for years. It was a formal event, requiring me to don a figure-hugging evening gown and my most uncomfortable heels. The dress, although stunning, felt suffocating after hours of wearing it, and the moment I stepped into the house, all I could think about was getting out of it. David, my husband, was out of town for work. His son, Tyler, who had come home from college for the weekend, was the only one in the house. Over the last year, Tyler and I had been slowly building a relationship. He was polite, always willing to help around the house, but there was still a distance between us. He wasn't rude or dismissive, just cautious. I understood. It wasn't easy having a stepmother suddenly introduced into your life when you're already an adult. I closed the front door behind me and dropped my clutch on the hallway table. My shoes were off in an instant, leaving me barefoot as I padded into the living room. Tyler was there, sitting on the couch, engrossed in his laptop. The glow of the screen lit his face, making him look even younger than his 21 years. "Hey, Tyler," I said, pulling my hair into a loose bun to relieve the tension in my scalp. He glanced up and smiled faintly. "Hey, Catherine. How was the event?" "Exhausting," I admitted, chuckling softly. "But it went well." "That's good," he replied before his eyes returned to the screen. I made my way upstairs, eager to change into something more comfortable. Reaching my bedroom, I stood in front of the mirror and tried to undo the zipper of my dress. It was positioned in the middle of my back, just out of reach. I struggled, twisting my arms in every direction, but it wouldn't budge. With a frustrated sigh, I realized I needed help. The idea of asking Tyler made me hesitate. It wasn't because I didn't trust him. I did. But there was something inherently awkward about the request. Still, I didn't have any other option. After a moment of deliberation, I walked back downstairs. "Tyler," I called gently, not wanting to startle him. He looked up from his laptop.
"Yeah?"
I hesitated, feeling a bit self-conscious. "My dress zipper is stuck, and I can't reach it. Could you help me?" His eyebrows lifted slightly, and for a moment, he looked uncertain. But then he closed his laptop and stood up. "Sure," he said, his voice steady. "Thanks," I said, turning my back to him. I could hear him step closer. There was a brief pause before I felt his hands carefully take hold of the zipper. His touch was tentative, as if he was worried about making me uncomfortable. "It's kind of stuck," I said, trying to lighten the mood. "I've got it," he replied quietly. After a few gentle tugs, the zipper slid down smoothly. He stepped back quickly, and I turned around, offering him a grateful smile.
"Thank you, Tyler."
"I really appreciate it," I said sincerely. "It's no problem," he mumbled, his cheeks slightly flushed. The interaction lasted less than a minute, but it left an unexpected impression on me. There was something unspoken in the way Tyler handled the situation, an underlying respect and a sense of care that I hadn't fully noticed before. It was a small, seemingly insignificant moment, but it felt like a step forward in our relationship. Later that evening, as I sat on the couch in my pajamas, Tyler joined me in the living room. He had reheated some leftovers for dinner and brought an extra plate for me. "You didn't have to do that," I said, touched by the gesture. "It's nothing," he said with a shrug. "You looked tired." We ate together, talking about his classes and his plans for the summer. For the first time, the conversation felt easy, natural. There was no awkwardness, no tension, just two people getting to know each other. Over the next few weeks, I noticed a subtle shift in our dynamic. Tyler began opening up more, sharing stories about his friends, his professors, even his struggles with balancing school and work. In return, I shared more about myself, my career, my childhood, my hopes for the future. Slowly but surely, the walls between us started to come down. One afternoon, as we were cooking together in the kitchen, Tyler turned to me and said, "You know, I wasn't sure about you at first." I looked at him, surprised by his candor. I get that, I said honestly. It's a big adjustment for both of us. But I'm glad you're here, he added, his tone sincere. You make Dad happy, and I think you're good for him. For both of us. His words warmed my heart. Thank you, Tyler. That means a lot to me. From that point on, our relationship continued to grow. We weren't just stepmother and stepson, we were family. And it all started with a stuck zipper and a simple act of kindness.